Everybody's probably wondering what the freak is going on with this COVID and this pandemic and the recession and the stock market drops. And, they're all asking me what is going on with the direct sales, face-to-face selling world. And after 100 conversations with 100 different business owners and leaders in different industries like roofing, solar, satellite, pest, alarms, all these different companies, it's like, what's going to happen? I've been asked that question, and I'm going to talk about what's the standardized common thread that I've been hearing, and what are some tips. I have 3 simple tips on what to do about it. So let's just talk about the state of the industry to start. The first thing is we're in a downturn. It just is what it is. We're on one of the best trajectories for the last 10 years that we've ever seen in history. It's time in cycles of life. It is time for a recession. So if that happens, we got to own it. But when this week alone, I just found a fact that over 3 million people filed for unemployment, and I think that's only the beginning. I think a lot of these companies are going to be seeing mass layoffs. Therefore, most people can't pay their rent, they can't pay their mortgages, they can't pay their bills, and therefore we're going to see a lot of bankruptcies, we're going to see a lot of bad credits, we're going to see a lot of situations that just suck, just is. And that's part of the journey in life. We've had the heydays, we have the bad days. And what's interesting, though, is historically speaking, door-to-door sales and direct sales, network marketing, that kind of stuff has grown astronomically in a recession. This industry is recession-proof. Historically, I got in this industry in 2008 professionally, and that 8, 9, 10, 11, you look at the biggest billion-dollar door-to-door sales companies and direct sales companies, those were their biggest growth years. And you want to know why? One, the talent pool is getting much bigger. When you have a lot of people that were forced to, exit their company, but have extreme talents, hustle, drive, have a track record of success, now finally humble themselves to say, I'm going to go taste this awesome fruit called sales. And all of a sudden they get hooked on this and they say, oh my gosh, I can make more money in a shorter amount of time doing less work and dictate my income, where I was working at $80,000 job thinking I was on top of the world, but in retrospect I wasn't. And all of a sudden they taste this, and the best leadership and some of my best friends and colleagues came from the era of the recession and are still doing this job. And had they, taken the comfort zone of just normal job after college type position, they probably wouldn't have been the thought leaders of this industry. And, I look at it as an opportunity. If I'm a business owner right now, the talent pool just opened up, and I better be on a feeding frenzy to go find the sharpest tools in the shed to actually go grow my company with. Me personally, I just hired 5 new people at D2D, and one of the guys today I'm interviewing, you could tell he was like, dude, I've been trying to get a job for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and he's hungry. And I'm like, you're way overqualified for what I'm willing to pay for this job. He's like, I don't care what you're willing to pay. Like, I need to provide for my family, and I'm willing to grow with the company and take the pay cut. And I go, okay, come on board. If that's the case, let's go. And it literally happened. That was today. And, I think about this and I go, how many times are we going to run into a situation where, a year ago, the guy's like door-to-door sales, direct selling, I wouldn't be caught dead. I'm a director of marketing. And I'm like, well, I hate to break it to you, you now don't have a job. So therefore, are you willing to pound pavement now? And the tune today will be, I'll do what it takes to provide for my family because we are survivors. And we will do what it takes as human, it's human existence to survive. And that being said, this is a gritty job and people will be willing to do it. And the hustles and the hustlers of the world are the ones that survive the recession. And, those that are willing to get off their ass and say, okay, I'm not going to take a free ride anymore. I promise are the thrivers. I made tons of money during the last recession. I didn't lose everything in my shorts because of my age, but at the end of the day, I made tons of money in the recession. And if you're not looking at this as a business opportunity, is what a recession does is it forces innovation. It forces disruption. It forces change. And in moments like that is where America was built on. Remember that. And okay, so here's kind of my here's my 2 cents. Here's my 3 tips on how to capitalize, how to make the most out of this. And the first one is don't go into business fetal position. so often people get stuck in this business fetal position where they think, I better retract, I better fire everybody, I better hide, I better just like shut the doors and pause. That's the last thing you should be doing. And as business coaching and consultants, our whole company has been like, no, now is to put gas on the fire. Warren Buffett didn't become a multi-billionaire off of putting money into the stocks when it was high. He became a multi-billionaire of having cash to put in the stocks when it was low. He made all of his money from recessions. If I look at my business, I go, how do I now double down, and how do I make sure I put my systems in place, which is number 2. A system in place to train my people better, because guess what? Sales aren't going to just come as easy. People aren't going to have as expendable cash sitting around just to buy whatever product in today's world. It's, I have to actually be a good salesperson. And I think in a good economy, you get people that are fake salespeople because they just happen to be with a decent product and people are willing to buy whatever. Now people aren't going to be willing to buy whatever. They're going to be a lot more stingy with their cash. You actually have to sharpen your tool, and you have to be good at sales. The second one is you have to get your business in order. Meaning, I need to know where my finances are. I need to know what my strategy is. I need to know what my processes and my SOPs are. I need to know what my business is and grab the business by the horn, because you're not going to just make money off of happenstance in this business society in a recession. You have to be a strategic business owner, not just like throwing everything at the wall and being like, wow, that all just happened to work. And then the third one is you got to capitalize on the talent pool. You got to capitalize on your sales, meaning people are home, people are out of jobs, people are looking for opportunities. And so capitalizing on, the time and energy that you get and free time that you're going to have to go spend on your systems and the talent pools and the sales opportunities, because people are home ready to buy, is a big window that we need to look at. And anyway, those are my 3 simple tips. But in today's society, like, things are going to be changing. You got to be willing to adapt. And I promise, the hungry hustlers will survive. My motto has always been, look for people with PhDs. And PhD isn't what you think. PhD is the poor, hungry, and driven. And I will hire anybody, and economy is going to force people with a PhD to be poor, hungry, and driven. So now's the time to make hay while the sun shines.